Hey everybody, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Hey look, I hope you all like that video, part one of me talking about Hogan'S feet and how you get those feet planted and how you get that square right foot and that open lead foot. And that thing, tell you what, that's very, very important. And one thing I'll have to say here is, and I'm gonna go with something even Hogan said. Hogan said that's the only way to really do it. I mean, he showed that, but he basically said that's the only way that you really have to do it. So as I push forward to this, then I'm gonna give you the reasons why Hogan could make such a statement. And then if you look down the road, down the years of golfers, so many of them set up foot square, toe, open, lead foot open. Now, one thing I try to do here when I'm trying to get this foot right, and maybe you all will do it as well, what I try to do is I try to take this ankle right here, the outside of the ankle, and turn it to where it feels like it's right in line with the pinky toe, and that helps me to get my foot square a little bit better, getting that ankle there. And there's a reason for that. There's a great reason for it, because no mobility's in our ankles when we move. But more so than that, Hogan's foot position is phenomenal, and it is phenomenal for top down. And as I said, sometimes you got to save the best for last. And then I'm gonna go even in more in depth here, just to tell you that Hogan's foot position will tell you precisely why that regardless if people are trying to go from the ground up, I don't agree with it because I don't think it's right. And I think when you start from the ground up, you're making so many compensations simply because nothing in the hip will make the arms come down. And I'm gonna show you something else here too. You always hear these people talk about loading into the right side. But here's the thing. You're not loading into the right side. What's happening now, and people used to think that because they used to go upper body and lower body, but they didn't know because the shoulder girdle in itself is a separate entity from the body cavity, only connected at the collarbones, and it moves around the body cavity, the scapulas, all that when I turn, bring that club up, and when that scapula turns, no different if I'm going to reach something from the wall, it's going to turn naturally. So when I make that turn, what happens is my feet will naturally brace the ground so I don't spin or slide around. So naturally, by getting that square foot, now when I turn and I got this club up here, I've already created a natural core. I don't have to try to load into my hip or load into my glute. In essence, there's no need of me doing unnecessary work. Larry Nelson basically said one time when he first came out of the military, and if y'all know Larry Nelson's great record, Larry Nelson said, all golf swings could pretty much be better just by stabilizing the trail leg. And what happens is that when you turn that shoulder girdle around, that get it on the outside, like I talked about in the first video, then that leg will naturally get into this position to where it's leaning in that direction. So you won't have to be falling back here. What happens when you all try to load into your heels and do all of that stuff, that's what gets you rocking back off your side. So all you have to do is feel that natural turn of the body just going here, and it'll keep you in that position. But here's where the top down part really comes into play in comparison to those who think that the golf swing is ground up. And that's only a thought, people, because it's not from the ground up. I'm quit playing around. It's not from the ground up. And here is why. Because when I sit up here and I got that turning, that shoulder girdle comes here where it coils around it, and I've got that feeling, that tension over on this side, then all of a sudden if I bump, then all that tension is gone. It's completely gone. And then all of a sudden now I got to catch up with my arm. And that's why y'all struggle so much to try to get the timing. But if I turn this, and then all of a sudden Scap-Drop, guess what? Boom. That makes it on its own. A video that I put up years ago called The Magic Move. This is exactly what I was doing. I was making that bump on its own by the way that I dropped, the way that I dropped those arms down. I used to say something like, start out here with your hands on one, and then all of a sudden take it from one and move it over here to two. And that's just a scap dropping. Boom. And then you can just let go and release. And I know there's so much out there, you know, because they're trying to get you to jump off the ground, get you to do all these things. People, in Top Down, we're trying to make it as simple as we possibly can. There's nothing else in the golf swing that swings the golf club other than the hands and arms, the shoulder girdle, arm assembly, all of that. The lower body reacts to it. And if there's nothing better than getting that Hogan position, getting that foot open, being able to drop it, feel that scap drop, I mean, it moves you over automatically, boom, nice little flex in the knees, pop it, and here's the beauty of it. When you come from the outside here and to the inside there, guess what? You just keep swinging on that inside your leg. Because look, if I open that up, then I'm swinging on the inside of my leg. Even one of the things I had to go back on my own, because I always used to think that you was trying to get around the left side, but in truth, trying to get around the left side is what makes you come out. What you're really trying to do is come from the outside of the body of the trail side into the inside and stay inside and come up and finish. People, that's what the Hogan position did. That's what Hogan's foot was. That drop move, Harvey Penny called it the magic move. You know, he may not explain it like I did, but then you turn to this side, get that foot square, open it up here, boom, boom. Scap-Drop does it on its own. Hey, keep working on that. Keep making your swings. Remember, get that ankle to feel like it's square to the pinky toe. Get it up there. Get yourself set. No different than somebody putting their foot up against the plate and pitching. Same thing. Get that sensation. And keep going at it, people. Keep making those swings. Get that foot position. And once you get that foot position, remember, you're not trying to load into the right side. It'll do it on its own if you get that shoulder girdle, basically just to turn. Because remember, to get that club up in the air, the shoulder girdle is naturally going to turn as soon as we take it up in the air with a good dead finger grip. Don't forget that. And like I said, people, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. I know it's hot and I'm sweating, but hey, you know, I'm pumped and I'm ready to go, man, because I know Top Down is the real deal. And this Hogan foot position is going to get you where you need to be if you just put that practice in. Make sure you work. And it don't take much because, look, if it's up, it's got to come down. And y'all already know how to do scap down. So like I said, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And remember, Charles Calhoun, a.k.a. the Shade Tree Pro, always good golfing.